All right, good morning, class. So today we are going to be doing some review of all the concepts we've been going over. So ratios, rates, equivalent ratios, unit rates, proportions, percents, conversions. But to get started, we're going to all work on the 5 warm-up questions. So you all will have a warm-up question that you all will have on your desk. Make sure you do not write on the sheet of paper because those are a class set, so you're not writing on those sheets of paper. You're writing in your notebooks. You're going over the 5 questions. You have to write the question, and then you're going to go over the answer. So you're writing all 5 questions, and then you are going over the answers, and you're working the problems silently and independently in your notebooks. So at this time in the substitute, you can go ahead and pass out the warm-up worksheets, and then pause the video for 10 minutes. So class, you're going to have 10 minutes to work on this. After 10 minutes, I'm going to come back and I'm going to go over how to solve each of the problems. Alright, so the first problem reads, the first problem wants us to find 3 ratios that are equivalent to 5 to 13. So like we went over before, we know that equivalent ratios are just 2 ratios that are equal, they have the same relationship, but they might be different in the way they look and different in form. So if we want to find equivalent ratios to 5 to 13, all we're going to do is we're going to make our chart. So we have 5, 13, and we're going to find some multiples of 5 and 13 to come up with our 3 equivalent ratios. So we know that 5 plus 5 is going to give us 10, 10 plus 5, 15, 15 plus 5 is 20. So we have our top row done with our multiples of 5. So now 13 plus 13 is 26. 26 plus 13 is 39. 13 plus 39 is 52. So we have now found that 10 to 26, 15 to 39, and 20 to 52 are all equivalent ratios to 5 to 13. So those are 3. You all may have some more equivalent ratios, but those are 3 equivalent ratios that are correct. Number 2 tells us Mr. Miller's class has a male student to female student ratio of 3 to 2. Mr. Miller's class, the typo, Mr. Miller's class has 12 girls. How many boys does he have? So we know that we're going to make our chart. We're going to have 3 on the top, 2 on the bottom. And we're going to make our category. So it's male to female. So males to females. So once again, we're going to fill in our chart with our multiples. So 3, 6, 9, 12. We have 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Up here, we're going to have 15 and 18. So the question asks us when there are 12 girls. We see here there are 12 females. So when there are 12 females, there are 18 males. So 18 is the correct answer for number 2. Make sure you're following along and checking your paper and make sure you got these correct. If not, you need to make those corrections in your notebook. All right, number 3. We have 100 out of 120 students surveyed. So 100 out of 120 students surveyed said that orange is their favorite color. What percent is this? So we're going to do our is over of equals percent over 100. So we know that is 100. Our of is 120. We don't know what our percent is over 100. So we're going to solve this just like we solved all the rest of them. We're going to loop, multiply, and divide. So 100 times 100 is going to give us 1,000. And then we're going to divide 1,000 by 120. So 1,000 by 120. We're going to get 12 into 100. So 12 into 100. 12 into 100. Let's see. Alright, so when we do 10,000 divided by 120, we're going to get 0.83, which is equal to 83%. So our answer is about 83%. It's the percent of students that said orange. Alright, next one says you read 288 pages in 6 hours. What's the unit rate? So our units is pages to hours. We have 288 over 6. So we do 288 divided by 6. We're going to get 48. So this student read 48 pages in 1 hour. Alright, and the last one we have Ivan ran 4 feet in 1 second. So 4 feet in 1 second. And we want to know how many inches did Ivan run in 1 second. So we know that 1 foot equals 12 inches. And we have 4 feet. So 1 times 4 would give us the 4 feet over here. So we have to do 12 times 4. And 12 times 4 gives us 48. So 48 inches is our answer. Alright, so we went over all of our different answers for our warm-up. Hopefully you all did a really good job, because tomorrow we will be taking our unit test. You need to make sure that you're getting all the help that you need now. So you go ahead and pass forward your warm-up sheets. The substitute is going to go ahead and collect them, and then I'm going to go ahead and go over your next material. Alright, so what you guys are going to do is the substitute is going to go ahead and they're going to pass out your study guides. We're going to work on a study guide for the rest of the period, and you're going to make sure that you get all your answers and all your questions answered. Make sure that you're following along, making sure you're getting the help that you need to be successful. So what we're going to do is you're going to spend 35 minutes working on these questions. So you're going to work on these silently, independently. There are about 20 questions, so you're going to be working on them silently using your notes. You will not be working with a partner. You'll be using the notes at this point. So at 35 minutes, you're going to be working. So after 35 minutes, you're going to stop, and then you're going to work together with your group. So after 35 minutes, go ahead and start the video. Alright, now that you guys have had time to work on your study guide, you're going to be working in your group to compare your answers. So if you look around the classroom, you're going to see that you'll see these papers, sheets of papers that look like this with numbers on it, that are taped up onto the walls around the classroom. What you're going to do is you're going to be able to go up to these papers with your study guide to check your answers. The one condition to the rule is that you cannot take a pencil up to paper. So let's say you need help on question number 1. You're going to go look at the paper, you're going to take up your study guide, you're going to compare how the question was solved, how I solved it, and how you solved it, to find out where you made a mistake. And if you made a mistake, you're then going to go back to your chair, make the corrections so that you can get the answer. So you all can come up to this board. You can come up to get the help that you need on any questions you have as many times you want to. But the one condition is you cannot take a pencil up there, because you all are not just going to walk up and copy the work I did, because it's not going to help you really understand the concept if you just look and copy. So the main purpose of this is so that you can come up to the board, look, find out maybe what you're struggling on, how to set the problem up, and then go back to your seat to get to work. So you're going to spend the next 10 minutes doing this. So 10 minutes, and I'm going to come over. I'm going to go over some questions, some problems that you all might have questions with. So you go ahead and stop the video now and start the minute back in 10 minutes.